If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, Episodes 2 and 3 by Bruva Alfabusa. As always, I'm going to be leaving a link to the original video and channel down in the description below, so go ahead and make sure that you check them out. So, with these videos, since they're pretty short, they're around 5 minutes, maybe even less, I'm going to be doing them in 2 parts together. So, episodes 2 and 3 together, 4 and 5 together, so on and so forth, up until it gets to that longer range mark, because these do eventually get longer. Then I'm going to dedicate just one at a time. But in the meantime, I'm going to be putting 2 just because I feel like the video will be insanely short, you know. But this way I can continually, I guess, get knowledge or at least find out things in a funny way. Considering that there's been a lot of grim dark, you know, the grim darkness. But this kind of helps put a smile on my face at least. Let's go ahead and get into the actual videos. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe. It really does help me a lot. Hit that notification bell right there, and you get notified every time I do upload. Sometimes I'll upload twice a day. Now I'm working on them whenever I can and releasing them at some point the next day. That way you at least have a daily video to watch at your leisure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what else we can learn from the text-to-speech device series.
So let me get this straight. It has been 10,000 years since my angsty asshole of a son Horos made me a paraplegic and put on this throne.
That is correct, my lord.
Okay, hold on. I completely forgot because it's been a couple days that he moves like the little South Park character. Okay, so if I giggle, that's gonna be why.
How the fuck did you all survive for 10,000 years without me around?
Well, my lord, the Imperium has safely preserved your teachings and followed it for all these years, always submitting to your superior will.
That's a relief. For a second I thought you guys would have turned into some giant megalomaniacal group of religious people running around killing each other in the name of some fictional deity, or something like that.
Oh no, of course not, my lord.
That was, I mean, well, also, someone else brought up too that these are the type, like, just those questions that people ask that a lot of them get answered within these series. So that's also kind of what's got me excited about going further into this. But that's true. I mean, it's kind of what he said. Like, the fact that that's not what he wanted. He didn't want it to be religious at all because he didn't want to help the chaos gods at all. And then it ended up having that happen around him. Now, obviously, from what I do remember, someone, when I said who was the very first one who really started to like to view him as a god, and like if that ended up spreading. Now, from what I remember, a lot of people were saying that it was the Primarch of the Word Bearers, who I also hear are kind of like, I guess, like the Black Templars in a sense, as far as like their devotion. And it was supposed to be that, was it? I can't remember the Primarch's name, but that he was so, like, he was really the first one that started seeing him this way and actually started to pray, I guess, pray towards him in a sense, or that he was getting maybe, I remember someone saying that he was getting maybe visions of something, and he felt like the Emperor was speaking to him in that way. And then that's how the whole religious thing aspect came to be, as far as I know. I could be completely wrong.
Lord, we would never stoop so low. The only one we would ever worship is the one true God of all is you, of course. Everything else is heresy.
Are you fucking serious?
What is upsetting you, almighty God Emperor of mankind?
I knew this would fucking happen.
Oh, my lord, you don't have to worry about anything. The Ecclesiarchy and the Imperial Inquisition both make sure that the people of the Imperium retain their faith in you and you alone by making sure that no one knows about the corrupting powers of chaos. And if they somehow figure it out, we'll just exterminate the planet and it's all safe again.
The Ecclesiarchy? The Inquisition? Are you serious? Damn IT really well Okay. Remember the Age of Strife?
Aren't you referring to the Age of Apostasy, sir?
No. The Age of Strife. Let me tell you. It was when asshole Cygers first started appearing, and all of asshole mankind started fighting each other over asshole reasons. That is when I first emerged. I destroyed all asshole religions that existed on Terra. Do you want to know why?
Because you are the one true God, my lord.
Wrong.
Okay, wait, before you get to, so the Age of Strife, that's when the Sacred abilities really started to manifest. Now, if anyone knows if this was something like where people were like it really just depended on if you were born with the powerful version of it, or maybe if you could like if you knew that you had it, that you can try to practice it and work it like a muscle in a sense to get it to be stronger. Because as far as the Emperor, the way he did this, I mean, obviously he did it with the psychic abilities, and he took everyone else out, religion wise.
It is because religion is stupid, superstitious, brainwashing crap that makes you into an asshole. This is why I specifically said when designing the Imperial truth that equality, science, and galaxy conquests is the way to go, and religion needs to be thrown out a window.
But my lord, what about the Lectito Divinitatus, telling us that you are our one true god?
That was written by my whiny bitch of a son Lurgar, who later decided to dress up in Spike's Scarlet Red.
Lorgar is the one from the word bearers. I knew it started with the no, but I wanted to say Loken, but then I started to remember that's someone else completely. So Logar, okay.
Armor, worship some dark gods, and be really fucking edgy. Stupid, rebellious teenage phases.
Ah, well, I see, my lord.
Now, where is my Centurion? Yes, this is true happiness. So what is this Age of Apostasy that you mentioned?
Well, how do I put this delicately?
Okay, so, real quick, I like the fact that it's in a playlist because it just goes to the next episode, so that's really cool. Okay, so, and then some more stuff. Logar was definitely the one that started that whole thing about viewing him as a religious figure and now essentially seeing him as a god, right? And then obviously this was the exact opposite that the Emperor wanted. And from what I know right now, I know the Black Templars view him as a god, and I don't think any of the other chapters who are still loyal to the Imperium, I believe they still view him as just not your typical person, but like they still view them as the Emperor, just not as a god. And that I would assume that the word bearers, if it is correct, because I do think the Logar was the primarch of them, was the one who they probably still see him as a god. I don't know about some of the other legions or chapters or anything like that, but it seems like even like the people, like civilians, I guess, also view him as a god. It seems like that, but I could be completely wrong, overreaching, all that stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what the Age of Apostasy is about.
Really?
Yes, my lord.
This happened?
On behalf of all mankind, I'm really sorry, my lord. I truly am really sorry.
You let one of those nutty cults gain a hold of mankind and grow to become a state religion of the Imperium, becoming this fucking ecclesiarchy thing. And then people start to cut their own fucking spleen out, waving it around and throwing it at people, all in a pool of their own jizz and blood, to profess their love for me.
I'm really sorry.
And then you let some power-hungry motherfucking bureaucrat become the master of both the administratum and that overly dominant ecclesiarchy grok shit, effectively controlling all our hot, leathery assassins from the Officio Assassinorum and all asshole psychers in the Adeptus Astra Telepathica. Oh, and our flashlight guys as well.
But...
And then, this balls to the walls paramount of Imperial incompetence that has become your leader starts to kill and torture anyone and everyone he feels like because it makes his bureaucrat balls tingle with delight, initiating a massive, totally pointless purge of all mankind. And in addition, he did all this with the most evil fucking name I've ever heard. Go Van Dyer. Seriously, how...
Okay, he's throwing a lot of information. I'm not getting all of that. Obviously, I'm not going to know everything. Because I do remember hearing that a lot of this references quite a bit of stuff, and you would have to have quite a bit of knowledge. But definitely going to need some clearing up. Or, you know what, definitely every little sentence, I'm just going to have to look up. I mean, because some of it's just going right over my head.
Could you ever trust a guy with that name? G-O-G-E, Van Dyer. That name is just screaming I'm gonna take your eyes sockets and put my penis into them. I mean, fuck.
Look,
Okay. I know that's a little morbid for some, but I mean, hey, military has a lot of dark humor. But just the way he said it, I'm gonna stick my, I'm not even gonna repeat it. It's just keep going.
my lord, the events of the Age of Apostasy is all a great shame upon the Imperium, but he was brought to justice in the end. Why, I was even there when it happened. Several Astartes chapter masters and the Mechanicus Fabricator General came around and told us what Van Dyer had been up to all this time. And then we helped out by conveying the truth of the matter to the leader of Van Dyer's bodyguards, the bride to the Emperor, by directing her straight to you. Why, I remember it all like it was just...
Alright, so the apostasy is just creepy ass shit going on, essentially, right? And a lot of weird stuff. Like a lot of the reminded me of, I believe it was the Romans, like the guy, like the ones who were at the very top, like say society or the class. It reminds me of Spartacus, the show, where when they had so much money, they would just do some of the craziest things, like orgies. I don't want to go into any further because it's kind of leaving a weird taste in my mouth just thinking about it. But yeah, a lot of nasty, depraved stuff.
Oh, the sacred God Emperor himself, upon the golden throne of Terra. He is so beautiful. I've never seen anything as graceful and bewitching in all my life.
I know, right? And we get to clean his entire body several times a week.
I'm so unfathomably jealous I could burn you all right now. But I won't, so don't worry. But still...
Right. Anyway, as you can see, Van Dyer is not the one you're supposed to be looking up to. He doesn't do anything but deceive to gain more power. He is a madman, and his reign of blood must be stopped. Hey, are you even listening?
Huh? I'm sorry, I spaced out. The Emperor has some quite divine-looking abs.
Actually, those are just bones jutting out. But anyway, I know you have served Van Dyer for a long time, but his megalomaniacal ways must come to an end.
Oh. Okay. You have committed the ultimate heresy!
Oh, okay, so they just took him out. No. The fact that it said it was 5,000 years earlier, right? I said the same custody. I mean, obviously, they live a long time, and that fact, the whole thing about their post-rotation, I believe, was, 100 years? So, yeah. I mean, honestly, man, like, this custody is like a side character that you want to see his story. I mean, obviously, I don't even know who the protagonist or the main character would be in this type of scenario, but I like this guy.
Not only have you turned your back on the Emperor and stepped from his light, you have profaned his name and almost destroyed everything he has striven to build. You have perverted and twisted the path he has laid for mankind to tread. As your own decrees have stated, there can be no mercy for such a criminal. I renounce your lordship. You walk in the darkness and cannot be allowed to live. Your sentence has been long overdue, and now it is time for you to die.
I don't have time to die. I'm too busy.
Right. I think I remember that too. Some girl came in here and stared at me with depraved, flustered eyes. If I had the proper bodily components left, I would probably have gotten a fairly insecure boner.
That's the Adeptus Auritus for you.
You haven't made female space marines, have you?
Huh? Oh, no, that isn't even possible. Only lewd and deviant artists of pen and parchment ever come up with something like that. Even then, if we do catch one of them in the middle of the process, we end up throwing them into the firing squad.
Good. The Adeptus Astartes can only contain males. No girls allowed. They are yucky.
Whatever you say, my lord.
So, what's up with this Inquisition thing?
Oh boy.
Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about that for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of things are probably going right over my head. I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff. Just because at a certain point there's a lot of words coming out, and I'm trying to read it, trying to ingrain it. But obviously not everything is gonna stick. But that little part, that part about he said that essentially no girls allowed, they're yucky. It's Someone even commented it. This is no girls allowed. They are yucky. But in any case, I feel like I got the gist of at least what the episode was trying to say or do. I think the Age of Apostasy is supposed to be just a lot of depraved shit going on. And I would assume that even in the actual story, that they actually killed the guy the guy that the Emperor said was it cut your eyes or gouge your eyes out and then stick their dick in their eyes. I think that's what he said. Very descriptive. But in any case, I'm gonna have to do. I've got a lot of research to do. A lot of research. So other than that, man, it's like there's a lot of stuff I'm just not gonna get. But in any case, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Really does help me a lot. Hit that dislike button if you didn't like it. It really helps me improve the channel. If you're curious to see what's coming on next, hit the description down below. You can see a list up of about 5 videos. From top to bottom, it's gonna be how I view them. But until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.